Hi there! Welcome to this Premiere Pro Basics tutorial. Before we begin, it would be ideal that you already have some video clips ready to use. If you don't, I recommend downloading OBS Studio. OBS Studio is a free application that will allow you to record your screen. Once you get some clips ready, you'll be ready to start. To begin, we'll hit the New Project button. Name your project and choose a location where you'd like it to be saved. Once that's done, hit OK. You should now see the Premiere Pro interface. It's pretty empty right now, so let's first get some clips in there so we can make sense of what we're seeing. To do that, have your video files ready and simply drag them into this bottom left section. You should see every individual video that you imported. This bottom left section is the media browser window. It will contain everything that you import into this project. You can think of this as an outliner. Next, to actually get started with making our video, drag one of your clips to this bottom right section. This is the timeline window. You'll also notice that your video appears in the top right window. This window is your preview window. It will show you what your video looks like at the currently highlighted area. To scrub through the timeline, click and drag in this top section of the timeline window. You can also play your video by hitting the play button in the preview window. My clip has no sound, so there's no point in keeping the empty sound file. To delete it, I can't just try to select my sound clip and hit delete. That will instead delete my entire clip. This is because they're linked together. To unlink them, I right-click my clip and select Unlink. Now I should be able to independently select my video clip and my audio clip. I'll select my audio clip and hit delete. I could have also muted this specific audio channel if I wanted to keep the audio clip but not listen to it when I scrub through my timeline. Speaking of channels, these are available channels that Premiere creates by default. There are 3 video channels and 3 audio channels. You can think of these like layers in Photoshop. Hitting this eyeball icon will hide that video channel, just like hitting the M key on an audio channel will mute that channel. To further demonstrate this, let's add another clip to our timeline. We can either add this new clip after our current clip, or we can have them play at the same time by using a new channel. Now we can actually see that the higher channel will be seen instead of the channel underneath. I still want to use my first clip, so I'll just move this clip to the same channel. Premiere has a pretty big snapping range, so if I get close to the ending of my first clip, it should snap in place to leave no extra space in between the clips. This second clip has some footage that I don't want to use. To trim this clip, there are 2 main methods that I can use. First, I can zoom in close on my timeline by using Alt and the scroll wheel, and then I can hover over the beginning of my clip. I should see a symbol that points in the direction of the clip that I want to adjust. I then drag the start of my clip to where I want it to begin. The preview window should show me what my clip looks like. I could have also used the razor tool. I can select the razor tool by clicking on it here, in between our media browser and timeline, or I can just press C. Now I can click anywhere on a clip, and it will cut the clip, leaving 2 sections of the clip. Now I can go back to my selection tool by clicking on it or pressing V, and select the part of the clip I don't want and delete it. After either of these methods, we're left with some empty space in between. To fix this, we can drag our clip backwards or double-click the empty space and hit delete. Selecting the empty space would also move every clip in front of my second clip, so I would advise you to use that method. This second clip has a visible border that I don't want. To get rid of it, I can select my clip and head over to the top left window. This is the Effect Controls window. In here, I can change all sorts of parameters that our video has. I can change the position, scale, rotation, and many other things. In this case, I want to alter the scale. You can click and drag the number from left to right if you want to change the value, or you can click the value and enter your desired value. You can also change these values dynamically throughout your video. You may have noticed that there is also a timeline in this window. This is the timeline of the specific clip you have highlighted. If you press one of these stopwatch icons at the left of an attribute, it will create a keyframe for your clip. Keyframes are moments in your clip where something will trigger. In this case, the scale. Right now, nothing is happening because we don't have any additional keyframes with different values. If we were to select a different part of the clip and change the scale, it would slowly change the scale in between these keyframes. We can add another keyframe afterwards to set the scale back. We can do this for every attribute that has a stopwatch icon. To get the specific frame where your keyframes are, you can cycle between them by hitting these arrows. This is useful for lining up specific timings. If there seems to be extra movement that you didn't do, try highlighting your movement keyframes, right-click, and make sure that both interpolation methods are set to linear. Interpolation is all about the movement happening in between your keyframes. The default spatial interpolation is set to Bezier, which creates a curved path. Setting it to linear will remove that curve and travel in a straight path. You can also add text to your video by pressing the text icon or by hitting T. Once you have the text tool selected, you can insert text directly onto your preview window. The text clip will then be added to a new channel on your timeline. Keep in mind that this channel is above your current video channel. Once you're ready to export, hit File, Export, then Media. Choose your desired format, and if you don't have one, I recommend choosing H.264. This is the standard video format for an MP4 file. Next, click on the Output Name section. This is where you'll title your video and choose where it will be saved. Then hit Export. Premiere will export your video, and you should be able to find it wherever you chose to save it.